I am Chris Battistel, and this is the Fantasy in Frames Training Camp Roundup Week 1. Before we get into the video, please like it, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell to get notified whenever the Fantasy in Frames team drops new content. Follow us all across social media at Fantasy in Frames, and visit www.fantasyinframes.com to find everything you need to succeed this upcoming fantasy season. But first, since training camp is going on, fantasy news is relevant and prevalent, and injury reports are part of that. It was a scary sight in Cincinnati seeing Joe Burrow go down with a non-contact injury. Head coach Zach Taylor came out and called it a calf strain, which he's going to need to heal for a few weeks. So hopefully he's ready for week 1. We won't see him anymore in training camp, and we won't see him in any preseason games. Now, Kadarius Toney, wide receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs, underwent a procedure on his already injured knee. If you're looking for a wide receiver outside of Kadarius in that Kansas City room, head over to the Fourth in Frames past episode, the AFC West preview with Nate Markham, where we talk about the Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver room. The New York Giants placed Wan'Dale Robinson and Sterling Shepard on the physically unable to perform list, and Garrett Wilson rolled his ankle earlier in the week in 11-on-11. Reports out of New York have been great for him and his connection with Aaron Rodgers. He was a hyper-targeted wide receiver last season, where he was the 6th-ranked wide receiver in targets with 147. Now, he was only able to turn 83 of those into receptions, most of that due to his catchable target rate of 63.9% because of the quarterback play he had out of Zach Wilson, Joe Flacco, Mike White, and Chris Streveler. Now he gets Aaron Rodgers, who struggled a bit with completion percentage last season, where he was QB 21, but the season before that he was QB 5 with a 68.9 completion percentage, and in 2020 he was QB 1 with a 70.7 percentage. His current ADP is wide receiver 10, which is a great spot for him, mid-second rounder. My only worry is that that beginning part of their season is pretty hefty. So he could be a 10 to 12 point player, Garrett Wilson, for those first few weeks. Dalvin Cook is also heavily rumored to be signing with the New York Jets. Moving on, we got the Cleveland Browns. The connection between Deshaun Watson and Elijah Moore is strong. They meet every morning for breakfast and Bible study, and we've heard reports about that kind of stuff with Matt Stafford and Cooper Kupp, and we've seen what they've been able to do. Not saying that Elijah Moore is Cooper Kupp, but the fact that these two are getting along and meeting every day, building that connection, is something that you love to see. You see him there beating Denzel Ward. You see Deshaun Watson finding him in the middle. You're going to see another clip of Deshaun Watson just finding Elijah Moore. We're going to hear from head coach Kevin Stefanski about the usage of Elijah Moore out of the backfield in this next clip.
It's a little, I wouldn't define it as I wouldn't call it like a specific set of running back routes. I think there's, as you know, there's 1,000 things you can do coming out of the backfield. We have great runners to do that. You can put Elijah back there if the matchups dictate, but he's somebody that we really do see positionless, in that you can line him up outside the numbers, inside the numbers, really no limit to where you can line him up.
You're also going to see Deshaun Watson scramble out and find rookie wide receiver Cedric Tillman down one side of the sidelines, and on the other side, of course, you're going to find Donovan Peoples-Jones there for the Cleveland Browns. Amari Cooper is still recovering from a minor injury, nothing that major, but Greg Newsome was quoted on Elijah Moore saying, one of the best he has ever been against. He's a great route runner with a ton of speed. ADP wide receiver 44, which could end up being an absolute steal. He's been labeled as the X factor all through spring camp on that offense. 2021 season, he was wide receiver 9 in route win rate percentage, consistently beat man coverage. So I'm expecting big things for the former New York Jet. Moving on finally to the Carolina Panthers, you're going to see Bryce Young here hit Jonathan Mingo down the sideline. He was named starter right before training camp even started. He's seeing some growth. DJ Shark with the beautiful deep ball track right there. He is seeing some growing pains in that offense, throwing some interceptions. But that's gonna be part of his growth as a quarterback. He's going to be a solid QB2 for you in that division with that schedule, with that offensive line. And one of my favorite late round stacks is Bryce Young and Adam Thielen. Shark to me will be the boomer bust guy week in and week out. The big plays, and Adam Thielen just being the red zone threat, the guy that Bryce Young is going to lean on in his young career. That's it for the Browns. That's it for the New York Jets. And that's it for the Carolina Panthers. Some other little footnotes. Rookie wide receiver Michael Wilson is getting a ton of first-team reps with the Arizona Cardinals. Could be one of those late-round steal guys for you. Allen Robinson is impressing at Steelers camp, with one reporter stating that he is looking like his 2016 self. Now, do with that what you want. For me, it's put another quarter in the merry-go-round for Allen Robinson. I'm not looking to touch him just based on that offense alone. And regardless of the back and forth between his agent and Jim Irsay, Jonathan Taylor is on the pup, but he is at camp. That's it for me. You can find me at FFChrisB on Twitter, and that is the Fantasy in Frames Training Camp Week 1 Roundup. Toodles.